Welcome to the Let's Get Vulnerable podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Morgan. Today's episode is going to be all about this trap that so many smart people find themselves in when it comes to dating and attracting a healthy relationship. I myself did this for years, and I know many people who have done this. So this is going to be a very, very powerful episode for you. If you feel like I'm doing all the things, I'm reading the books, I'm listening to the podcasts, I'm saving all those posts on Instagram, and I just keep learning so much. So why is nothing changing in my dating life? We're going to get into it. Okay. And I also want you to know that I have been reading your reviews of this podcast. And let me tell you, I really do read every single review. And they have brought me to tears. Just yesterday, I was sitting down to read your feedback about how the show has helped you. I read the reviews on Apple Podcasts, and I just have so much gratitude. I was sitting there going, oh my gosh, this thing that started out in 2020, and it was this idea of, I just want to help one person. If this even reaches one person, it will have been worth it. And I just thought, okay, I'm just going to not even look at the numbers, and I'm just going to keep showing up, and hopefully this will help people. And then just to see those reviews, my goodness, I was in tears of gratitude of just, wow, I am really helping people. And I appreciate you all. You all help fuel me. I'm one of those people. Yes, I believe in financial abundance. Yes, I believe in financial security. Money is important. It's a tool. But I'm not really like motivated by it. The thing that motivates me is helping others. I could never just go be like an influencer to sell certain products or something. I could not just be an influencer because I wouldn't do it. I would not be motivated to show up and do it. I am truly motivated by helping people and knowing that people are impacted by the things that I put out. So thank you for leaving those reviews. It really fills up my gas tank. It helps me show up for you guys. And obviously, if you haven't done it, you want to make me cry, tears of gratitude, go to Apple Podcasts, leave me a written review. I think it takes about 2 to 3 minutes. And I really do read everyone, and I would just love to hear from you. And if you've already done that, you just want to send me a little love note, shoot me a DM on Instagram at Dr. Morgan Coaching. I'd love to hear from you. Let's connect. This is a community, right? This is not just me talking at you. I want to hear from you. I want to know what episodes really hit home. If there's topics that you're really needing, like, please, I'm here, and I would love to hear directly from you. Go shoot me a DM, okay? This episode is for those of you who have done all the reading, you've listened to all the podcasts, you're saving all of the informational Instagram posts that you see, and you are very intelligent. You might even have read my book, or maybe you've read the book attached. Maybe you even have a degree in psychology of some sort or human behavior. This is for very smart people, okay? The trap of intellectualizing as avoidance. That's what I want to talk about today. Because the reality is this: you cannot educate yourself into being securely attached. And this is something that I did for years, right? I mean, let me break it down for you. I had a doctorate in clinical psychology. I had all of the research that I had looked into about attachment styles. I was incredibly well versed in understanding relationships and relationship development and how your attachment style develops. And I had so much awareness around what I was doing. And I had all of the knowledge, right? It was all in my brain, but I was not embodying secure attachment. I had not made the identity shift. Okay. So for those of you who are super high achieving, you go after what you want, you're probably incredibly successful in your career, and you go, okay, I'm just going to figure this thing out. And you go and you get all the information and you're learning, but then nothing's changing. I know how frustrating that is because I went through that as well. The deal is that healing doesn't actually happen in your head. I need you to get this. It's not about learning more. But the thing is when you say, oh, I'm just going to learn more, I'm just going to, yep, listen to this podcast episode, I'm just going to go read this book, I'll just read this article, I'll just sit there and do my TikTok or my Instagram scroll while I look at all the posts on attachment styles, that gives you the false sense of making progress, but you're not actually making progress. Because once again, healing isn't about learning more. It's not about education. Healing is what happens when you are embodying a new identity, when you have released trauma from your body, when you are shifting your being, you are shifting your identity. Okay. So I want you to know this. You are not lazy. All right. I know you. I know you listening to this show. You're not lazy. You're not broken. You're not too broken. There's definitely things you can do to heal. And I get it. You've taken action. You maybe even you've done therapy. You've been journaling. You've been reading all the books. But the thing is, you're using learning as a shield. And you go, oh, if I can just learn exactly how I'm supposed to speak to somebody with avoidant attachment, if I can just learn this is the script that I need, or this is the exact pacing that a healthy relationship should go by, right? If I learn more, then I won't get hurt again. And you're thinking that you can educate your way into a different type of relationship because you've used education, you've used knowledge, you've applied it in other areas of your life. Maybe it really worked for you in your health. Maybe it really worked for you in your career, and you've been able to advance and make progress just by learning more. But that is not how it works when it comes to your relationship life. So here's the thing. At some point, you have to be secure, right? I want you to think about this metaphor. You guys know I'm into tennis, right? If I was saying, oh my gosh, I just have to learn more about tennis, and I'm just going to read all the books, right? I'm just going to read. Maybe I'm even going to watch clips of how other people play, right? But I'm thinking that I'm going to get better just through education. And the fact is, I'm not going to get better until I step on the court. And let me tell you, I need to step on the court a lot more because there's a lot of changing that I need to go through, embodying of how do I actually become a tennis player. It's not like I can just go sit with, the inner game of tennis under my pillow at night or read it before bed, and then that's going to make me better. I have to actually change who I am. My identity has to shift. So the reality is there's so many coaching programs out there right now that drive me insane. I'm going to be totally honest with you guys. There have been a lot of times in my career as I have built this company and served over 700 people that I have wanted to drop the term coaching from my name because I am frustrated with the coaching industry as a whole. There's a lot of people that just create educational content, but it's not actually transformative. It's not actually helping people heal at the identity level. They're just taking information and they're giving you information, right? Um, there's also a lot of people that they built a program around their personal experience. They were struggling with something. They found a unique solution that worked for them. And then they just went and they built a product based on their unique experience, not actually based in science, not actually based in a framework that works for everyone, right? This is why I'm so passionate about what I do and the fact that the program that we have and the way we help people, it is clinically backed, it is research backed, right? And this is not just about tips and tricks and here's the script that you need and here's your exact, roadmap to pacing your healthy relationship. No, 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 no. This is about changing you, helping you become a different version of yourself, right? This is not quick tips and tricks and hacks. This is transformative in terms of helping you release your past relational trauma fully, rewiring your brain with healthy belief systems about yourself and about relationships, and then helping you embody at a physical level what is it to become securely attached. So I just want you to know learning more is not actually going to move the needle for you. It's about who are you becoming? All right. So, I've had people go through the program who I have coached, and they've told me, Dr. Morgan, I'm doing that thing. I'm avoiding doing the work in the program. And that's why it's so helpful to have support. And I'm able to call them out and say, hey, I get it. When we avoid stuff, that's a sign that it needs to be done, right? Like you can go through something on an intellectual level, but not go through it on an emotional level. And the framework that I developed is designed to have you go through things on a deep emotional level. That's the only way that we're going to have transformation. Information will stick with you for a while. You could get really invested into something, learn about it. Maybe it'll stick with you for 3 to 6 months. But when you experience transformation, rewiring your brain at that deep level, doing the inner work that changes you at your core, that sticks with you for a lifetime, right? You become a different version of you. It's the identity work. So I think I just want you to know this. Like, if you, once again, if you're frustrated, you feel like you've been showing up, you're putting all the effort in, I get it. I've been there. I was doing the same thing. I had so much information, had my doctorate in clinical psychology. I had studied all of the attachment style research, right? And yet there was a point in time where I had all this information, but nothing had actually clicked for me. I was actually in the very, very beginning of building the Empowered Secure Love program. When I was coaching people, I still had not made the internal shifts deeply enough for it to really impact my life. So it actually took me seeing my clients get incredible results, seeing my clients get engaged, seeing them have these amazing relationships, right? And then I went, okay, I need to do this. And I need to do this deeply enough, honestly enough, authentically enough that I experience the deep transformation, the identity shifts, and the rewiring of my brain. So my clients are the thing that motivated me to really do the work deeply because I saw how much they benefited from this framework. So I talked about this intellectualizing, getting all the knowledge, knowing everything you can about attachment styles. Well, I think that's amazing. The knowledge, the education is not going to actually help you shift, right? So that intellectualizing education is a form of avoidance. The other form of avoidance I wanted to talk to you about that's really common in my high achieving people is giving, over giving to others instead of doing your own work. There's a lot of you out there probably listening to the show. You are your friend's go-to therapist. You are the person that your friends say, hey, I'm going through this really tough thing. I need your support. And they go to you. And I'm guessing you don't have a lot of people in your life where you can go to them and you can take up space and you can get the tough love and the call outs and the feedback that you need to actually change your life. Okay. There's a lot of you who are very, very comfortable giving advice, holding space for others, but you are not comfortable with looking in the mirror. And when I say looking in the mirror, you know what I mean. You're not comfortable with dealing with your past trauma, with finally doing the work that you need to do to rewire your brain. You're not comfortable looking at the things that have been avoided, right? You're not comfortable getting to this place where you go, yep, I need to heal. I was watching The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. Is that what it's called? I think so. Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. And I made my fiance watch it with me. Got through the first, and I was started on season 2. You guys, I only saw a little bit of season 1. Okay, so forgive me. I am not like a true fan in that I have not watched all of the episodes, but I know enough to kind of know what's going on. And I saw the part where Frankie, and I think this is episode 1 of season 2, she's going through this breakup with Dakota. Is her name Frankie? Now I'm thinking it's Taylor. Taylor Frankie Paul, is that her name? You guys know who I'm talking about. Taylor. She's going through this breakup with Dakota, who is her latest father of her newest child. And I know that there was a ton of drama around their relationship, but this breakup is happening because he lied to her. He had kept it from her that he was involved with this other woman early on in their dating, right? So she's going through this. They cut to a scene. She's crying on the couch and she says, I know that my father wound is the thing that's getting in the way of me being fully chosen and of me choosing men who are emotionally available. She doesn't use those exact terms, but she says something like, I know that it's the relationship with my dad, and that is the thing that is causing me to have all of this pain in my relationships. And I just thought, wow, kudos to her. She's aware of it. And it was really powerful. You know, she talked about going to a diner one time because her dad was not in her life at all. But her mom had brought her to this diner and her biological dad was there. And she was briefly introduced to him. And all he said to her was, "What's up, kid?" And then she said that she just like walked away and that that was the only interaction that she ever had with her biological father. And that somehow, even at, you know, she was age 4, I believe, age 4 or 5, there was something in that interaction, that abandonment that has stuck with her, that she's never processed, that she's never fully released. And she had enough awareness to know that even though that's the small moment, that is a major, major impact on why she's choosing the people she's choosing and the types of relationship decisions that she's making. Okay. So she had all this awareness. She realizes this is going on. And this is the person who also, you know, in her friend group, she's there for everybody. She's giving, she's over giving, and she has not dealt with it. She has not dealt with her past relational trauma, and it's coming out to bite her. So I just want to send you so much love and compassion because maybe you relate to that. Maybe it's like, you know, it's something from your past, and maybe you don't even know what it is. Maybe you just kind of have an idea, but you're not 100% sure. But you're going, do I really want to deal with this? I want to tell you this. This is like the preventative medicine. Okay. It's so much easier to start walking 20 minutes a day and maybe not eating as much processed food and limiting your sugar intake. That is so much easier than suffering a major heart attack and having to go to rehab after a stroke and try to retrain, you know, one side of your body how to operate again. I'm just giving you that example, right? Like the sooner you deal with something, the less impact it's going to have on you. The older I get, the more I realize this, okay? You have to deal with your trauma and the way that it's showing up in your relationships, the impact that it's having on you. As soon as you start to become aware of it and you go, oh, yeah, that's definitely a problem. That's a pattern. This is showing up again and again. It is time to deal with it, just like you would deal with any medical condition, right? The more you avoid it, the worse it gets. And this was certainly true in my own life, right? Of like, I felt like I was dating emotionally unavailable partners over and over and over. And then the universe just sent me that lesson of being with a narcissistic partner for a year and a half and having my self-worth completely eroded and going through a near-death experience. The universe just went, yep, I'm going to keep sending you this lesson until you pay attention, until you decide enough is enough, until you decide, oh, I need to do this healing work, right? I need to rewire my brain. So that might be you right now. Maybe the universe has been sending you lessons again and again in these partnerships where you find yourself giving, you find yourself showing up, you swear it's going to be different this time, but the relationship always ends. You always get to that place where you go, oh my gosh, this didn't work out again after I gave so much, right? So if you just keep getting to that same place over and over again, you keep getting these quote unquote lessons in the form of relationships. It's time to ask yourself, okay, maybe I'm the common denominator here. Maybe I need to show up differently. Maybe I can say, yep, message received loud and clear. I know that there's ways that I need to change because when we take full ownership of how we are showing up and the energy that we have and our attachment style, and we decide to show up securely attached, it will automatically change who is attracted to you, who you are attracted to, and the types of relationships that you are going to have. So I think we have to control what we can control, which is our own healing journey, right? Our own ability to show up differently. So I want to encourage you, if this message resonated with you today, if you're going, yep, I've been doing avoidance either in the form of helping other people or in the form of intellectualizing and thinking I can just educate myself into a new relationship experience. If you've been doing any of those forms of avoidance, this is your sign. That was me in the past, you guys. I have done both of those. I'm very good at them. They are my easy go-to when I really want to avoid something. I can do either one of those things, right? And, I don't want to call out my profession, but I think people who become therapists, people who become psychologists, people who become doctors, lawyers, nurses, people who join the helping professions, a lot of times it is their comfort zone to be serving others, holding space for others, helping other people. And whether they realize it or not, a lot of times it's used as avoidance of dealing with their own stuff. Ask me how I know, right? I was the person seeing 30 people a week in private practice. Meanwhile, my personal relationship, like all of them, friendships, family, dating life, all of my personal relationships were a total mess. So I was over there holding space for everybody else, but I was using it as avoidance. I wasn't working on me. So please, I have no judgment. I'm not one to judge you. That's actually the feedback I get the most from people, as they just say, no matter what I told you, I never felt like you judged me. I can't judge you because I have probably done worse, right? And it's just not my nature. I really, truly believe at my core that we are all doing the very best that we can with where we're at and with what we have for capacity, right? So no judgment. But if you are listening to this episode, you're feeling called out, this is your sign. Take action. Go. You can do two things. You can apply to the Empowered, Secure, Loved relationship program. This is our new improved format. Okay. We have very limited spots and a very, very special offer for June. I'm sending you a gift box because I want to, because I'm feeling very generous, because, I'm in my engaged era, almost married here. And I just am like, I want to send you guys a gift. So I'm going to hand select these things, mail them out to you. I know that I will be including the Boundaries Are Hot hat, which I have on right now if you're watching this on YouTube. And I'm also going to be including the new and improved morning alignment journal. This is the practice that has radically changed my life. I had released this journal in a limited drop a long, long time ago, but this is the new and improved version, and I'm not selling it anywhere else. The only way you can get this journal is if you decide to join the program this month. Okay. So go. This is only going to be for the first 15 people because honestly, I don't have it in me to send out more than 15 boxes. Let's be real. But I am going to give this to the first 15 people. And I want you to be one of the lucky recipients. And obviously, I just think more than anything, you deserve to have a securely attached, emotionally regulated, confident, calm summer where you're enjoying your dating life. You're finally becoming a different version of you. You're no longer spinning your wheels. You're no longer spending so much time just trying to educate yourself, but you're actually transforming into that secure version of you. I want that for you. It feels so good. When we know that we're changing at an identity level, that is the best feeling in the world. I've been so fortunate that I know how to do that and I know how to help people do it. And it is the best feeling in the world, I have to say. Like when you know, wow, I am becoming a different version of me. I'm becoming the version I want to be, not the version that, experienced the trauma, went through abandonment, had all kinds of relationship issues, so I had to become a certain version. You're no longer showing up that way. You are intentionally designing the version of you that you want to be, who is securely attached, who has healthy relationships, enjoys their dating life, right? There's nothing better than knowing you are becoming that person and you're no longer spinning your wheels. So go apply to the program. The link is in the show notes. It takes maybe 5 minutes to apply. And I just want to throw it out there. If you're one of those people, you're like, Dr. Morgan, I need to chat with you. I get it. Some of you are that way. You want a little bit more information, understandable. And if you want to connect with me, let's say you have questions about the program, all you have to do is go to Instagram. It's Dr. Morgan Coaching. Go to Instagram, DM me the word ready. So READY, DM me ready, and let's chat. Let's chat about the program. I'll answer any questions you have. Okay. But I just want to throw it out there. If you're ready, you listen to this episode, you know, yep, I'm ready to go. I need to do this work. Go apply. I read every single application. So just know I will be reading your application. But I think if you're ready, that is the best thing that you can do. That'll get the process going. And let's get you inside the program doing the work so you can change your life as soon as possible. You guys, I hope you liked this episode. This is really, truly two of the blocks that I wish I had known about sooner because I was an expert in doing these things as avoidance. I was an expert in intellectualizing. I was an expert in helping other people so that I avoided helping myself. And I know that so many of you are also that way. And guess what? It's amazing that you have a big heart. It's amazing how smart you are and how much awareness you have. I love that. And you are so worthy of transforming on a deep level, of having that space be held for you. Okay. Having that space be held for you so that you can do the deep work, do the level of healing that you need to do, and you can just move on. Like, let's get this part of your life figured out so you can become secure, become emotionally regulated, and then it opens up all the other things you want to do in your life. This is such a beautiful foundation for every other single area of your life. Our students always talk about how they improved in their financial lives. They improved, obviously, in their dating lives. They're in healthy relationships. They also improve their friendships. Sometimes there's friendships they have to let go of or new people that come in. And one of the beautiful things I think too is every single person who goes through the program, they talk about how this has improved their family relationships, given them a ton of clarity. They have peace in their families like they've never had. And then most importantly, the relationship with themselves, right? People are stepping into the highest and best version of themselves, the version where they really, truly actually love themselves, not just in a corny, I love myself, right? But in an actual, hey, I love myself. I value myself. I show up for me. I set boundaries easily. I am proud of who I am. And that is the most powerful transformation. So don't wait. Go use the link in the show notes to apply. I would love to coach you and support you on your journey. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. I am so happy you're here. I'm so happy you're doing this work. Notice yourself this week, right? Are you doing avoidance through intellectualizing? Are you doing avoidance through helping other people? See if you can catch yourself, all right? And remind yourself that your healing is so important. You are your best investment, but it's only going to happen if you make the space to do it. Okay. So make the space to do it. Make it a priority. You're so, so deserving of it. I'm cheering you on forever and always, sending you so much love. If you haven't already, go check us out on YouTube. We're putting all the episodes on YouTube. It would mean the world to me if you took time to just subscribe to the YouTube channel. And those of you that are already tuning in on there, hello. I'm so glad that you're here. I'm wishing you high self-worth and great relationships. I'll talk to you soon.